So these two are the brains behind the Plan B network project. Giacomo is, of course, teaching at the Plan B schools. He's also doing some consulting, some Bitcoin educating. He's a jack of all trades, and he also does a bloody good cover of the System of a Down Toxicity. Who saw Toxicity last night? Anyone? Yes? It was amazing, right? It was absolutely amazing. So he's not doing that right now on stage, thank God. No. And Rogzy, of course, he's the lead educator at the Plan B Network Initiative. Please put your hands together. Welcome Giacomo and Rogzy to the stage.
Thank you.
Hello, test 1, 2.
A little bit disappointed I cannot sing again, but yeah, I think that. So just to, you know Rogzy from many panels, but also from last year's presentation, and he was really the core of most of the educational stuff going on with Plan B Network. He started everything in the French Bitcoin maximalist community, and he's basically the cornerstone of French-speaking education. And now we're together, but mostly him, because I sing, he does the real work. We'll explain you a little bit what happened with Plan B Network during the last year. Please, we just need the slide, the only single slide. This one, okay.
All right, hello everyone, thank you for being here. So the big beginning of Plan B Network is an idea that we had basically many educators 4 years ago to say, okay, why do we educate? Most probably because there's a lack of educational content in your community, in your language. And so from there, I said, okay, I'm French. There's no good quality French education. Let's start a first YouTube, a first podcast, a first courses. And when you start doing that, you realize how much work it is to actually get high quality educational content. And then you think, if we want to orange pill the world, if we want billions of people to use Bitcoin, we will need a lot of high quality Bitcoin education available everywhere in the world, from curriculum for high school system, for university, for corporation, for government. And so the idea got here to basically create that big centralized database of educational content that is curated, accessible, free, and open source, that can be then distributed towards the world. So every educator, anywhere they are, can have access to that knowledge and just easily exploit it. And I was looking for opportunities. Giacomo wanted to do education, and together we created Plan B Network with Tether and Fougueux. Since then, in a year, we've tried to expand in many different horizons, and today's talk is really the opportunity to explain to you where we are, where we want to move, and a brief recap on many of our projects.
And what you can do to help, because this is not just a company. It is a company. We have a company, but it's also a grassroots community effort. So what it means that we want you to do the work and us to take the money.
Basically,
no, there is a fair structure we imagine to align incentives of everybody. Don't worry.
That is right. The idea is really to Plan B Network be the cornerstone for educators, an initiative that wants to do education around the world. So we provide the tools, the AI tools to translate the content, the GitHub maintenance, and the repo to be easily formatted and distributed. But we're always looking for educators, teachers, contributors to come and help us. Because at the end, Plan B Network is going to be an engine, but we need gas. We need people passionate to teach and to contribute. And we had the chance throughout the year to have more than 56 teachers from many fields, from mining to lightning, that have joined to help us either on online classes or physical courses through the year. So, yeah, maybe?
No, just recently in Lugano there was a mining school where we had any kind of teacher. We had the main responsible of mining pool innovation, people talking about the Datum protocol, the Stratum V2 protocol, Braid pool and Rad pool, all the innovation going on with protocol, but also talking about the geopolitics of mining and also talking about cooling systems. So we went from the cooling system to the geopolitics. So a lot of people from all over the Bitcoin community helping with a lot of very, very great content.
And so the idea is that because Bitcoin education is at the same time hard, but like almost expansional, because the rabbit hole has almost no ending, we will need to explore each path of education, from finance to lightning, to mining, to peer-to-peer technology, etc. And so to do that, basically Plan B Network today is the platform. It's an e-learning platform that we're building that is available in more than 60 languages and that hosts all of that content. And so through the years, we've helped many educators write tutorials. So today we have more than 120 tutorials, from all the wallet mobile to mining protocol, to all the nodes, to all the exchange and privacy tutorial to help you in your Bitcoin journey. And so basically, Plan B Network is a front end of the giant GitHub repo where all those tutorials are hosted. So we have 120 tutorials. We have more than 2,000 resources, from all the replay of all the Bitcoin conference to all the event that is happening in the space, all the book that educators are making, to podcast reference. So then if you get into the rabbit hole, if you need to explain Bitcoin to someone, you can safely tell him, get into Plan B Network, and you will find the resources needed because we've tried to curate it to the maximum. There's resources, tutorial, but a big chunk of it is courses. And this year we've doubled the number of courses. So we have more than 20 courses available for free, mostly on Plan B Network. Courses from beginners on Bitcoin 101, all the way to courses for developers to work on RGB or SDK. We have courses on mining to really get into the technical protocol level. We have courses on Lightning, on hyperinflation. We try to have teachers explaining the difference between various hyperinflation periods in the world, try to do comparative. Basically, all of those courses are here, available in every languages. We have more than 16 right now, for people to learn. So when you get into Bitcoin, you get often lost into the rabbit hole. We try to quietly and simply bring you content so you can explore and you don't have to spend 3,000 hours to learn it. You can condense that to maybe only 500 hours of high-intensive Bitcoin learning, so then you can take the next step in your Bitcoin journey, which is contributing in your local community, in your local high school, to teach about Bitcoin.
Yeah, when Rogzy said it's all free and open source, mostly, it sounded like there is small print there. But because we think that information itself wants to be free, there cannot be any business model based on hiding information or trying to go after patents and copyrights or stuff like that. So what we do is basically release all the information, the recording, eventually free and with a totally open source license. What we do want to try to experiment monetizing on is something different from the information. Is the personal relationship with the teachers and the mentors, and it is some degree of certification. So for example, Plan B Network is running the Plan B diploma, the Plan B cert, that was run twice here in the forum and once in Italian in the Spazio 21. Plan B Network is also running other kind of certification programs and paid courses. The paid courses are courses that you cannot find for free in the platform. You have to basically subscribe, you have to pay. We provide a lot of scholarships. Last year we provided a lot of scholarships, maybe too many, and now we will reduce a little bit, but we do provide scholarship in order to make the price not a choke point of the education initiative. But then people who pay, they will establish a direct connection with the teacher, which can also help from the point of view of employability, of establishing a connection with the companies that are cooperating with us, providing the assignments. I give you a few examples of these. One example is the business school that we did last year. Last year, we basically ran 3 months of physical and online courses for 140 students from all around the world, from Belarus, El Salvador, Dubai, Taiwan, and I will go back to Taiwan a little bit later. And there was a selection of companies in the Bitcoin ecosystem providing assignments, and they evaluated the assignments of the students, and they selected 21 students, symbolic number, which is also good because they can stay in a room, in order to actually come to Lugano to the physical summer school. So the previous edition of the Lugano summer school were just open, you pay and you enter. In this case, the last summer school that we ran was actually a closed number summer school with the selection of the best students of the B school. Now we're going to do the same, just not here. We will do a few lectures here for the tech school. So we divided the track between the business developers and the software developers. We did the business developers last year, and we will do it again. So submission will start again. The school will start in May, June, July. That will be the B school. You will be able to find it on planb.network. Now you can find right now on planb.net or the tech school. The tech school is the same, just for software developers. So you pay or you ask for a scholarship. If you ask for a scholarship, please motivate why. And then you will participate either physically or remotely. You can do both. To the lecture, you will receive assignments, technical assignments, software assignments in December, and then we will select people that will come to the intensive boot camp in January in San Salvador, right before the Plan B Network San Salvador, because also the Plan B Forum in San Salvador, because also the forum is expanding there. So that's just an example that we are managing directly. So we are also curating the curriculum of this course, the relationship with the companies, but we're also integrating other people courses. So for example, we see here Michele, Laura, there are many people producing great education content in Italian, for example, for the first approach to Bitcoin. They are doing that since more than 2 years in Italy, and now they will be able to sell it through the Plan B Network platform. There is the Arcadia company we are cooperating with in order to provide courses in Italian for basically cold storage of Bitcoin and best practice in Bitcoin storage for investors and for traders and high net worth individuals. So we try to cover any target, either directly or with a partnership with educators that already exist. So if you have a good Bitcoin course, reach out, and what we can offer, if you have already your infrastructure, your program, your marketing funnels, then you're fine. I mean, let's just be friends, and maybe we can just share the slides later. But if you do need some kind of educational content or some kind of go-to-market strategy, our idea is to do our best to help and to go to market together basically. The monetization can be whatever you want. The only condition is that eventually we don't want to spend our life trying to hide information. So eventually all the recordings, all the slides, we want to release them on the website free and open source. Because, I mean, that's the point of everything we're doing here.
Yeah, exactly. So because we know there's so much to teach, basically, at some point we sat down and we imagined more than 90 courses that we wanted to teach from all the horizon of Bitcoin. It's going to take some years, obviously, to get to 90 courses and really get a university type of yearly long program to be executable. But we're getting there. And we're getting there because, like you mentioned, many other teachers want to bring their stones into the edifice. So we now have courses on BTCP server because they wanted to do education and they had no place to basically put that courses in a format that was easily digestible for the students. The same for courses made by Prof to how to create a Bitcoin community around the world. So now on Plan B Network, we have courses to help plebs like you that wants to create a Bitcoin local meetup, a community to have like advice, connection with other communities creator. We have courses on privacy. And so we will continue next year to create courses internally, get courses from students that can be, from teachers that can be added to the platform, and run our physical yearly long program with the tech school and the B school. Obviously, Plan B, there's a lot of education. It's really what we focused a lot in the first year. And we're still going to focus quite heavily on that in the second year, simply because there's a lot to do, a lot to improve, and the Bitcoin space is just getting very big. But we're also doing this year made a lot of partnership and connection with many communities and builders around the world. From Thailand to Japan to Milan to El Salvador, there is basically those big communities that get together. We call them nodes. And they are the one teaching locally, doing bit dev, trying to get traction in their local university. And for them, we always try to get, let's say, a premium attention, providing them courses, scholarship. And that network has allowed a lot of connection to get started between various universities, various partners, making it basically a stronger network for all of the, let's say, Plan B family.
Yeah, you know that the network is made of sub-networks and branches and nodes and edges, so the network is complex. We are trying to build a network, but we need all the sub-networks. You may remember, the ones of you that were here last year, you may remember that I was on this stage with Paolo Arduino and Oleg Mikhailsky. And we didn't just introduce the Plan B network, and then we call Rogzy on stage for the first time, but we actually introduced other things. And these other things are going on. One of these this other thing is the Plan B fund. So there was, I think, yesterday the presentation by Oleg about the Plan B fund. This is going on. Of course, a lot of challenges, regulatory challenges and challenges in selection, but the effort to provide money and resources for startups that can improve Bitcoin and freedom technology in general is going on, and is going on pretty hardcore. And there are also other things. Paolo, for example, was mentioning research in freedom tech, and we are also trying to do research, but we'll tell you more on that later. Another mention was about physical places, so basically office spaces, small Bitcoin citadels, or at least embryos of Bitcoin citadels, starting from maybe a co-working, expanding to some co-living, and then maybe going to full-fledged citadels. That's also going on. It's a slow process, but some of the first examples you can see. One is very close by. Finally, you can enter there. I mean, you have to pay, but you can, which is the proof of work space, POW.space. You can go on the website now, and you will see the co-working program for the Plan B hub of Lugano, that building, that beautiful building that you may have seen if you have seen the summer school promotion video. So it's a beautiful place, just a few minutes from here, in the very center of Lugano city. And we are all there. We have our office there. There is a consulate of El Salvador there, and there is a lot of all the cool startups from the Fulgur families and the Tether families are there. So we're going to make it an epicenter of a Bitcoin space, of these Bitcoin spaces. But there are others. There is El Salvador, of course, with the Cubo Plus node, which is now in partnership with Don Bosco University, but is also developing with buildings and co-working and stuff. There is Turin. I don't think I cannot give any spoilers, but keep your eye on the city of Turin in Italy, because something may happen there. And then there is an island, which is, before I go to that island, let me introduce another topic, which is research. We're also going to cooperate with universities. In a way, we are reinventing the wheel of the university in a Bitcoin fashion. But in a way, this doesn't make sense, because even if the programs are better when they come from the Bitcoin community, the infrastructure is already there. There are places that are specialized in that. That's why, for example, the business school in May, June, and July, I ran it all in the Lugano Plan B Hub, the POW space. But now I'm also going to run some lecture in the SUPSI University here in Viganello. Why? Well, because they are partner of the Plan B initiative, Uzi as well, and we also want to use the best practices of the existing university system. That's happening also in Turin. Has been something that was announced here in Lugano last year is finally happening. We signed a contract with Plan B Network to actually develop the first Bitcoin master school in the Polytechnic of Torino. So that's confirmed. Cool, very cool. Thank you. Thanks to Giorgio and Bitpolito to make that happen together with us. And so that's happening in many universities. I already mentioned Don Bosco in San Salvador, but there is one university that was especially surprising for us because the amount of students they sent to the B school. And now, by the way, two of the students has been later hired by the companies in the ecosystem. And actually, our 21 students that finished the diploma in July, 9 of them are already hired by the company it may seem not much, but it's a lot. People coming to look for a job in Bitcoin, 9 of them so far, in just 3 months, ended up having a job in Bitcoin. So that was pretty effective. I imagine the effectiveness of the tech school even better than that. So we noticed a special participation from Taipei. And we are going to expand the relationship with Taipei a lot because the level of response we had from there, from the academic system, the university, and also from the people there was astonishing. So we look forward to experiment a lot of interaction between Lugano, San Salvador, and Taipei as well. In order to tell you a little bit more about that, I would like to call on stage Maurice Fan, Dean of Taipei Technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Morris Fan, Dean College of Management, Taipei, Taiwan. So I've been teaching in college for over 25 years. Actually, I'm totally overwhelmed by the conference. So actually, I'm thinking, how can I change myself before I change my students? Yes, and I so appreciate Giacomo going to deliver an online class for students at Taipei Tech. The most important. So I wish the Taipei Tech and the Taipei Taiwan would be the first East Asia hub for the Plan B. So never let the good crisis go to waste. And well. God bless Taipei, God bless the coin. Thank you.
This is the type of initiative we want to see at Plan B Network. Connection between universities around the world. Connection between nodes around the world, people around the world. All right, so over the past year, there is something that obviously was maybe confusing. It's like, what is Plan B Network? You're trying to do everything. And it's right, we did try to do a lot, and we're still going to do a lot because we want to change the world for the better, and we're going to do it through education. So Plan B Network is at the same time connection between universities, partners, connection between companies to get them stronger together, connection between students that need to campuses, that get courses, that then go search for a job and then can expand. Those people then can create company, startups that we want to support, we want to invest. And then those people can build the next level of infrastructure that will be needed for mass global adoption. So we always believe education is first, and then we're going to build solution. Basically, in a nutshell, that is Plan B Network. It's a giant database of open source, free, accessible, multi-language data for anyone to learn. And then, if you want more personal connection, if you want to build a startup, either you do it fully anonymous, like a true cypherpunk, and you make it peer-to-peer, so no one can censor, and we all benefit from it, and we appreciate. Or you can also contact us, join the big Plan B family, and try to build the future together.
Thank you very much. Speak soon.